Greetings, beloved. Hello, it's Dr. Amanda Noelle again, and you might have just watched my recent video, The False Signs of the Divine Masculine, women that are two in their masculine, and a couple of you were asking for the video about the false signs of the divine feminine. So this is a video for those of you who are either a woman who or dating a woman who is stuck in her feminine. And I have 11 of the most common signs that she's way too in her feminine. And it's actually not her real feminine. It's not like this aligned sacred feminine. It's in this false feminine energy. So I want to confess and say that I have had all of these 11 signs, especially when I was broke and heartbroken. Some of you know that even though I'm happily married now, I'm a twin flame matchmaker, I have a successful six-figure business. Back in the day, I spent my 20s and part of my 30s just really feeling low self-esteem, low income, low self-worth around being able to attract my divine partner. And really the most painful thing I would say was feeling like I came all the way here to be here on this planet and I wasn't on my soul purpose. And I was like, why did I come here to save the planet, make a difference, be on my soul purpose? And I'm just not doing anything. I'm not feeling motivated. So in this video, you're going to get the 11 signs of the false feminine, and you're going to learn the 5 reasons why women suffer when they're not truly in their aligned divine feminine. So stay tuned. All right, so here are the 11 signs that she is too in her feminine. The first sign is that she's wishy-washy. She might say she wants this one day, and then another day she polar flips to the other side. You know, she wants to move here, and then all of a sudden she's like, no, I'm not moving. I'm going here. I'm doing this. She often flips back and forth in her relationships. She says she wants to get married and commit, and then she ends up manifesting partners that aren't taking her where she wants to go. They're the bed buddies, the breadcrumbers, the ghosters, and it's because she hasn't committed. She's wishy-washy. The second sign is that she makes all kinds of excuses. Instead of really going for what she wants and committing, she doesn't look at her stuff. She doesn't want her own shit to smell. So she ends up, making a million reasons of why that hasn't happened. And oftentimes she'll use the excuse of being a victim. Oh, this happened to me. Oh, I went through this childhood trauma, or oh, I don't have the means to do this. I mean, look at people like Tony Robbins. They came from very humble backgrounds, really intense things, and they're doing such amazing things. I can do it. You can do it. We can all do it. We can all step up into our power, but that woman who's too in her feminine is going to really suffer and be in that kind of excuse mindset, victim mindset. Now, the third thing is that she cannot commit to showing up on time. She has a really messed up relationship to time, and this does happen. It is a feminine thing. Time isn't a very feminine thing. It's actually masculine. So it's feminine to kind of listen and intuit into flow, but she's far too in her feminine. She has a hard time making her commitments, showing up on time. She's always running late. She's always out of integrity with her word when it comes to her commitments. Now, the fourth thing is that she is hiding. She might be hiding behind a man. She might be in a codependent relationship. She could be hiding behind, the man at her job. She really wants to launch her business, but she's, hiding onto security, and she's really not coming out and stepping up in her soul purpose work. She's not owning her voice. She is hiding, and she might even be that woman that is on social media who, has an icon instead of a picture of herself. It's like a picture of a flower or a cat, because she doesn't want to really show her power. She's afraid to be seen. So being out of hiding, that is a sign that you are in your empowered feminine. The fifth thing is that she is a procrastinator. She's living in that someday my prince will come, someday my business will launch, someday I'm gonna book that ticket and go on that soul vacation. And she's procrastinating, and time just goes on and on and on and on. And until she really steps into her empowered feminine that's aligned with that masculine energy of making the commitment, she can just leak her life force energy and let the time slip away, and she might even die and not fulfill her soul mission. So that is a really scary thing we want to really avoid. So the sixth sign is that she has these big visions, and they are massive. Like she can download, you know, like this entire vision. She wants to open a retreat center, and she wants to, you know, travel to 50 countries, but it's like disconnected from reality. She's not actually looking at where she's at right now. She's not looking at the budget. She isn't really looking at reality. And it's not that these things are necessarily a fantasy, but it's a fantasy because she's not willing to take action. So the grounded version of this is to take action, make the commitment, and do whatever it takes, but she is not willing to do that because she's afraid. The seventh thing is she's living in a fantasy world with her relationships. She is dating men that are not the right types. She's maybe in a marriage that's not serving her. She is overgiving to her children. She's getting walked on. She's not sexually fulfilled. She's living in a fantasy world, but she's not really willing to say, hey, I'm not willing to stay here anymore. This is going on. Look at this. Instead, she's just like, not gonna look at it, stay in that marriage, and she goes on the robot autopilot, and years can go by, and she may even see her children grow up and become the role model to them of an unembodied woman who's not in her full feminine power. And the eighth sign is that she doesn't wake up and smell the coffee in her career, her love life, her income. Like there are all these signs. It's like, smell the coffee, this isn't working. There are red flags in this relationship. You're not making money, but she keeps going because she's like in this fantasy world. So she's not smelling the coffee. She's not seeing the signs. The important thing to get around this is actually being willing to look at the difficult stuff, the hard stuff. That's something that's really challenging for her because she doesn't like the discomfort. The ninth sign is that she is overgiving and under-earning, aka she's not setting high standards and boundaries for herself. Deep down, she doesn't feel like she's good enough. So she will often work really hard in her relationships, at her job. She'll be working hard, hustling for her clients, and she'll be giving, and she might even be giving out really amazing stuff. I mean, she could be very powerful and very smart. I've seen women that graduate from Harvard who are slaving away. They don't feel good enough. And these women are coming from that place of the wounded feminine. They have not validated themselves. They're often holding on to old karmic rubbish, some sexual trauma from, you know, family members that was never discussed and healed. And it can really sit there like baggage. And instead of clearing it out, these women will just try and work harder for the success and the attention, and they still don't get it and they wonder why. All right, so the 10th sign is that she is over-focused on external validation. She's coming from that wounded victim place, but she's like, please love me. I'm codependent. Give me, like, if I can get this guy, if he's my twin flame and, you know, he'll marry me and we stay together, then I'll be happy. And it's all about the outside stuff instead of actually where the powerful stuff is, which is in ourselves. So that's the only place we can anchor this energy. And that's the 11th sign, is that she hasn't done the inner work. She's lacking internal validation. She's lacking commitment to herself. She's procrastinating on focusing on her self-love. She's making a million excuses. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't know. I don't have the information. Instead of going out, asking for help, getting it, finding the support, feeding her feminine, and empowering her energy, she lets herself waste away. So I would love to serve you if you have any of these signs, and no judgment, no shame, no blame. I have been there again with all of them. So if you are ready to clear these out, I have a couple of spots available for a twin flame awakening session. This is where we go ahead and balance your feminine, your masculine energy. We look at what are your blocks, what is not working for you, what needs to step up and rise so that you can create your healthy plan of action that will ground and magnetize your ultimate beloved, the reflection of your feminine and masculine king and queen within. So click the link below in the description box. There is a twin flame activation session application form, and I would love to serve you in calling in a reflection of the love, abundance, and pleasure you deserve. All right, so I'm gonna go over the 5 reasons why a woman suffers until she grounds these 11 signs and really gets empowered and awake in her sacred feminine, as well as she'll need to ground her masculine to rise as feminine. They go together, right? They are reflections of each other. So one reason that she'll suffer is her soul purpose will never get out there. She's procrastinating, she's making excuses. She's gonna wonder, why did I come here to this planet if I can't actually live my purpose? That's why I'm here, to make a big difference. The second sign is that she won't be taken seriously, even though she's incredibly powerful. She might be a very intuitive woman. She might have a lot of skills. She might have a lot of love to offer, but she's not going to be taken seriously by the badasses out there, by her beloved. She's not even going to be taken seriously, most of all, by herself. And that is really, really frustrating. And then she gets in this self-perpetuating pity party, low self-worth cycle that needs to be broken. The third reason, or the third reason why she'll suffer is because she'll come across as childish, and she'll actually feel really childish. She'll walk around in life being a grown-ass woman, but feeling like she's wearing little girl panties, and she just doesn't feel safe. She doesn't feel powerful. She can't speak up. She's not in her grown-ass woman. The fourth reason is that she won't be able to receive the good stuff and the good guys. So even though she's magnificent, she's a divine miracle, she's worth it, she manifests things that don't reflect her worth, including she'll be pushing away the good guys. The potential divine partner won't be able to see her or really offer her his or her full self. The fifth reason why she'll never be satisfied is that deep down, she won't feel worthy. And by not feeling worthy, she'll feel a massive disconnect in everything in life, because she is worthy. She is an immaculate being, a goddess, a high power, potentially high-powered leader. Like, she has all of these gifts inside of her. She is worthy, but she needs to choose that worth. She needs to choose to take that action, to step up and to be brave. And sometimes it does take support. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it doesn't serve us to try and do it all on ourselves, all on our own. And sometimes it doesn't serve us to try and make our shit not stink. It really can. And we can sometimes allow that to be and call in help and say, hey guys, hey, I need some support here. So that's why in my bachelorette's program, the degree at Aphrodite University that helps single spiritual women call in their ultimate soulmate, we do a lot of masterminding, a lot of mirroring, a lot of sharing and revealing and shedding of shame and clearing. And it's such a high vibrational energy just to let it go and to let the tears flow and to let women come in and support you and see you and love you and be that same for them. So if you are ready to receive support from another woman, I am a woman and I would love to support you. I have activated my feminine power in a lot of ways. We're always learning and growing, but I am definitely in my feminine power more than I've ever been before, as well as my divine masculine power. And I would love to serve you in the Twin Flame activation session to see your feminine and masculine get aligned, activated, and clarify where your love blocks are, the blind spots that are stopping you from falling into love, from flowing into love from the feminine, and grounding that love with very guided action steps that your soul takes you through. All right, beloved, click that link below if you're ready to step into the Twin Flame activation session. If you got something out of this video, please do share it so I can grow and spread the messages of divine feminine wisdom. It's been my pleasure to serve and speak the goddess. From my heart to yours, namaste, namasko.